action is the foundational key to all success. Hey there, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what do we got going on tonight with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Well, I'm sure you guys all know by already. The halvenings happen. The price doesn't reflect it. Nobody can understand how great of a value this is. Once again, people talking about another dump. Saying the price is going to fall down. Possibly, right? The logarithmic chart or whatever you want to call it. It looks better than, the close-up chart. Getting people to the revolution, teaching them about awareness and adoption is going to be very key between now and the next halvening. We need to recruit people, right? It's basically going to come down to a situation of getting and onboarding people to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Fiat cash is going to help us along the way as they continue to screw up and crumble. But we're never going to be able to do it without our lovely co-host, Sammy.
Good evening, everyone.
I threw you under the bus there. Got you in on the show. What's going on, Sammy? How you feeling? Are you celebrating the halvening? Do you think it's going to make a big difference? Are we going to see the mountainous climb to 20K and beyond? I don't know, maybe in 6 months or something from now, as people are predicting. Pointing at grayscale and all these other signs.
I'm an optimistic. I am a present shaker. I am very happy that today has happened, that it has occurred.
The plane is still flying.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
BTC Moon guy is here. He says,
BTC
happy halvening.
Nice. I'm glad that you could make it here, my friend. Yeah, nothing really is supposed to happen today, right? And that is part of all of this. This is predicted. We know when the halvenings, real close, right? Yes. We know when the halvenings are happening. We know how many Bitcoins there are. We know what wallets they're in.
If they moved or not,
We know if they got spent to where they're supposed to be spent, if you were disclosing that information.
Oh, Paul Rouleau is here. He says, good evening. Rouleau. Happy halvening,
thank you for joining
everyone.
us for halvening. Awesome. I seen everybody. Zaza, nice. I'm glad that you could make it. I seen that everybody's doing a show today.
Yes.
So, of course, we're getting out here. We're doing our show. I don't know. We're not quite like everybody else, though, because I just want to hang out with you guys, right? I'm not trying to sell anything or talk about this or that or act like I know more than anyone else. It's really just that I'm saying we all have to work together because this is a better form of money. We all agree to this. It's that we have to get more people in our party, right? We have to make our group bigger. So how do we get that call? Well, we have plenty of great fundamental reasons baked into Bitcoin on why people should join us. We have the federal government and Federal Reserve making constant mistake after mistake after mistake, telling everyone why they should be joining. But for some reason, the average every Joe isn't out there connecting the dots. And somehow, the people that are connecting the dots and have the money to get involved in the system are just manipulating it for their own personal gains. So we need Satoshi Nakamoto. We need another honorable person to somehow stay out of the limelight, not make $1 billion, but somehow show the world that we have to convert. We have to all start trading some of this fiat cash for this digital currency so that we can participate in the system and take away their power. Because we can trade whatever we want. What do we got going on over there? Is there anybody else out there? Please comment in the chat. Let Samantha know that you're here. It is her main job is to bring your voice to light. What do you guys think about the happening? What are you guys feeling? Are you optimistic about the future? Are you just hoping for some big gains here real quick? Do you need big gains here real quick? Right? Some people do.
John from Malibu. Happy happening.
Nice. We got a party going now.
Bump. Yes. That is one funny man. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing that we got the biggest future gap ever. It's like $1,300.
Yeah, that one was fun.
So I don't know. People were using that for a while to use it as technical analysis. What are you looking at over there, Samantha?
Oh, Beaky trying to get water.
Oh, okay.
Technical analysis.
Yeah, I know. It's a whatever situation, right? I mean, we got $1,300 gap. So who knows where the price of Bitcoin is going to be? Who knows what's going to happen with these miners? We're seeing mining hash rate at an all-time high right now, right? But yet we just watched the reward cut in half. We watched the price drop 2% today. We watched it fall from 10 to what? We're at 8.6 right now.
Yeah.
We have pretty much, if we're going to do the whole self-perpetuating motion like we have been, we're going to take another dump here.
I mean, this is where it always gets tricky, okay? And it's never financial advice because yes, it is very hard to time.
Well,
anything.
I mean, it's never financial advice because I don't want anyone to go out and buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin. I mean, if you think you're going to get rich off of it, you're going to have to wait a long time because we need the whole world to wake up to the situation for what you could go out and buy to actually be worth a whole lot of money, right? I mean, most people, they don't have $10,000 lying around where they can just go buy a Bitcoin and it's not going to financially cripple them.
Yes.
They're not. You can't buy these things on credit and make payments. You have to have the cash.
Not anymore.
So, what are you going to buy? A couple $100 here and there. You're going to get a stockpile. You're going to get to that one Bitcoin after a while if you're really dedicated.
We just need a lot more people to be. Even interested, let alone dedicated, just interested. I will take a large portion of the world to be interested. And that'll be a lot.
It's always a matter of the race against time, right? Time is what tells all. And is it going to be a matter of people becoming interested in Bitcoin, or is it going to be a matter of necessity? Right, because that's where, as of lately, and the way the economy is looking, and what we have baked into block number 630,000, which is what triggered the third halvening here, is pretty much an ode. The same exact thing we seen in the Genesis block. New York Times, 09, April 2020, with the 2.3 trillion. Fed plans for
rescuing.
Yeah, for rescuing.
Are
bigger than the 2008 recession.
Which it's pretty scary to think that literally what started Bitcoin and we're worse off than
where we were.
Than that, and yet we're still not all on board. It's like how much worse do we have to get before it's enough?
Well, it's a matter of how long can you keep the lemons in line, right? Or if you're a conspiracy theorist, how much fluorine can you put in the water, right?
No one will have cavities, man.
Okay. When you're already looking at negative one pieces of pie, right? How long can you sit there and keep being hungry?
All right, Zaza says, good time to scoop up Bitcoin before supply starts drying up. Satoshi James, you're right, sir. James Benhart says, Camaro. Mm-hmm. Camaro. Car. Zaza says, you can buy Bitcoin on credit if you have a swiper and run your card like a sale. But I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. We have swipe things. Mm-hmm.
But they're always like, no financial advice and this and that. It's risky. It's always risky. Who has money to lose when you're already getting negative one pieces of pie? When you're sitting there trying to figure out how to cut the costs at home when you're not getting enough to save.
3. I think that's my limit.
To save, to be able to invest in these things. I think it's it's half funny that you get all these people out here on YouTube and they're constantly talking to other people, right? You know, whoever is listening, saying about how they should be investing. Most people don't have $1,000 saved at home. Most people don't have enough money to get from one paycheck to the next.
Yes, that was why when everything went on shutdown and everything started to furlough and all of that, people started freaking out because literally they were relying on 2 weeks in paycheck and they only got this Friday's.
So
I mean, it's yes.
But when you have a majority of the world like this, how can you talk about investing? These people, they're barely surviving.
No, and I mean, and that is another, I mean, for some reason, everybody really thinks that you really have to buy a large chunk. When you say $5, $10, $20, $100, people are like, what do you mean? And it's like, I don't understand. But yes, for some reason, there is like, yes, a money gap on when they're like, oh, it is 8,000 or it is 7,000. I don't have 7,000.
Google says that people are, you know, finding out what the happening is today. They're like searching it a whole bunch. So that would mean that they're like educating themselves on it. I mean, this is a good sign.
It's more interest. I mean, I don't know. It never works well when Coinbase and other exchanges like to seem to have maintenance problems and issues at the time of.
I guess I just don't understand if there's people out there that are like into Bitcoin and they have, you know, all these Bitcoins stacked away and they're worth millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars. Why is there no publicity? Why isn't anyone like donating or starting a charity fund to be able to like broadcast to the world how this money is so much more sound?
Right? Why didn't Bitcoin and Friends get funded for like 2 years worth of episodes? Just saying, right? Like, yes, why is there not someone who is, if there are whales, why is it not someone trying to really make a movement with their Bitcoin?
I don't know. It seems like the standard ideal is that everyone just makes the assumption, oh, it's going to happen. Bitcoin is going to take over. And it's like, well, you know, there's a lot of good ideals that never really come to light, right? They get squashed out because of powers that be don't want things to change. People don't like to change. I mean, I think we'll get there. I think it will be inevitable in the sense that fiat cash is going to destroy itself. I just would like to see it be a choice and not a necessity, right? Because a necessity is more like, you know, the world getting crippled in 25 years from now. The choice is more like in 10 to 15.
James Benhart says, not, other two mining companies are expanding with S17s and S19 machines, and that the Bitcoin miners I know went out of business, didn't upgrade his machines, can't get new ones, too many monthly costs, and spent all of the profits on a new Camaro. Ding, there we go. That's where that played in. And Corvette. Aha. See, I knew you could round that back up there, James.
Nice, James. Nice.
I mean, that sucks, but okay,
see,
that is the story of lots of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
The long-term game is that if you sell Bitcoin, you're never going to get it back. Because if you're taking profit, the price is probably not really going to come back down. I mean, yes, it did happen. But in the long-term ideal, that's really not going to happen. You're not really going to get the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at, you know, $1,000 like we did, sell some at 20,000, and then buy back in down there at 3 and 4 and wait for it to come back up again.
You better be one.
Usually it's kind of an upward situation. So when you sell, like right now, if you bought some at 8,000 and you go to sell at 20,000, well, what happens when it moves on to 30,000 and then 40,000 and then 50,000? You don't get to get the Bitcoin you have back, right? Unless all of a sudden you made a whole bunch more money off the fiat cash and you reinvest.
Get that bullet, and we're like, whatever. I need to have the same amount.
I mean, I don't know. That's why I try not to say financial advice, because people don't understand this. They don't know what's happening. The price is too volatile. At first, it is about just getting enough to say that you have a ticket for the revolution. You know, I own Bitcoin. I am staking a pledge that the blockchain is better than the Federal Reserve dollar bill
of any country.
Then from there, if you get an education, you're not asking someone, how much Bitcoin do I own? You know, you've made decisions. You understand why you think Bitcoin is better, how much Bitcoin you should own in the future based on a price that you think it's going to be worth. And also, you've started understanding what your own budget is and how much you can save and put away in Bitcoin that's not going to financially hurt you. But this doesn't happen just because you watch someone on YouTube and they said, oh, you got to invest this much and use this website, and I got this referral code, and you can use some leverage trading on the weekend. That's just going to get you broke and mad at Bitcoin.
And it's not really Bitcoin's fault. That's not what it was designed for. It was never designed for get quick, like, at all.
No, but it's that somebody is using the system, right, of trying to keep everybody down, and that you want more money, right, to make your life better. And they're using Bitcoin as a leveraging tool to help perpetuate this, to keep you broke and put the money in their pocket.
I am getting bit by things.
I tried to give you the...
Oh, yeah, whatever. Zaza says Eugene needs more opium. People are in different situations. You just need to keep spreading truth and plant seeds in their mind.
I do, of course. I mean, we're going to Wakaan. We're passing out flyers. We're constantly out here. I just want to make sure that there is a realistic look.
He's got winky face in there, so don't worry.
I got a realistic look at the situation, that there is work to be done. Right, you can't just sit back in the sun and say that it's going to happen.
Work. Yes,
right.
You have to do something. Otherwise, we're all starving. I mean, you can't just hope to something's going to wander in front of me.
The future isn't built on the back of laziness and hope. The future is built on the back of hard work. So I'm constantly out here trying to provide help and continue along with the conversation. But of course, it's that new people. We need new people to start understanding.
Paul Reeler says, I just keep accumulating more in small increments. Are you dollar cost averaging? That is not a bad idea there, Paul.
That is always a great way to go, especially when we have so long to go.
I mean, it's the piggy bank idea. Yes. Okay. You're not going to miss the 75 cents that goes into the piggy bank. And, yes.
Well, the problem is that every savings account sometimes grows to be too big. Right. And you realize that taking some savings makes life better. You take that vacation, you pay off a few extra payments, so that you got more room in the belt. Everyone likes baggy pair of pants.
Oh, there's an entire generation that would argue different with you, Eugene. Oh, Zaza says, average person, it will be too late. I mean, I hope not, but yes, there is that possibility that. Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, really, when we talk to people, a lot of my coworkers and stuff, they would be like, first off, I don't even know how to buy what you're talking about. And then they'd be like, I don't have blah, blah, blah. And it's like, do you have $5? Yeah, you do. Do you have, for some reason, it is a barrier that is going to be very hard to convince people. And I mean, I really hope it won't be too late and that it won't be a lot of money, that there will be more people who would be interested and then be like, oh, but I don't have $100,000. I can't buy a Bitcoin. And then, no, not even attempt to buy anything. Not even attempt to do anything. And
then also another worst case scenario is, the government and rich people doing what they do, putting blockades that prevent the average everyday person from participating, right? Licensing regulations, minimum barriers.
Oh yeah, there's countries every single day talking about this crap and having task forces and meetings and hoping to figure out should we ban it? Should we restrict it? Should we tell them it's no? Should we do this? I mean, no one knows the future.
I mean, it's everyone points to these obscure countries, right? If you're in America and you're an averagely educated person, you're like Venezuela, Lebanon,
right,
who
Iran,
are okay, those are some weird countries. Yeah, I'm sure their money fell apart. They don't know what they're doing. But we're all the same.
Our money is falling apart.
Our money is falling apart too.
And you're stupid if you don't realize it. And that is the problem now, is it's like how much. I mean, I think it's almost like punny that he literally put in that. I mean, because at what point what, on the 4th, the 5th happening? I mean, how far, what are we going to look at? Are they going to say worse than the 2020 crash? I mean, how many times is it going to repeat itself before everybody really goes, our money, our fiat is a joke. This is a joke.
I mean, when we're looking at more people, we're looking at heading to a place that's worse than the Great Depression, right? People don't even understand where we're going yet, but there's always worse to go, right? There can always be the situation where money is so wildly inflated and everything is compared to it that you are looking at situations like, hundreds of dollars for bread and gas and all this, and only certain people are capable of making money, and the rest of us are just trading goods, trying to get by.
Right, I got chickens. You want eggs? I see you have a cow. Can we work something out here?
I don't know. I mean, personally, I know I've heard lots of stories. My father used to hitchhike across America and Mexico, and he's told me about stories of going into the Mexican mountains and that they didn't really have money. Like they did just barter and trade things. And, they're always sort of, okay, you're crazy, Dad. But he did live these things. They are true that there are places like that. And that is originally, money is just an exchange from this. So when they mess it up, if people don't know about Bitcoin,
I hope you can work the fields. I mean, those are your dad's stories.
He also loved to talk about going to Florida and orange picking.
Yep.
I told him that there's machines that do it now.
And he was like, what? What is wrong? I know. Hitchhiking for odd jobs to have room and board. The good old days.
The 70s, right?
That's right. Yes. Just think of every horrible movie and BTC Moon Guy says, buy and hold, don't trade. And I don't think it's too late. Think about the future. I don't think it's too late, but I think it is going to get harder and harder. Unless there's more reasons. I mean, like, all
right, at $10,000, 0.1 BTC is $1,000. That's obtainable, right? That's very obtainable. If we take the next jump and we go to $50,000 to $100,000, I mean, then you're looking at how much are you going to be getting? That starts to get discouraging to people.
I mean, you're never looking at negative pi. So, I mean, but yes. Okay, yes.
I don't know, but then I guess the OGs, they be looking at it. They used to whole Bitcoins. I couldn't imagine trading in whole Bitcoins. Let me just send you 100 Bitcoins. No problem. Not a big deal. It's just some pocket change. They're worth 25 cents each.
Mind blown. Just mind blown. I know. It's like pizza guy is a joke and a god. It's like, what? You had how many? And the pothead. He says, happy happening. You guys and gals are amazing. Why, thank you.
I mean, we were there too, Samantha. We used to sit there and I used to sell people ETH all day long. Yep. I mean, I'd send them 21, 30 ETH like it was nothing.
Yeah, we don't do the math for how much that would be or could have been at the real high point because I want to punch things. It's not awesome when you're all like, wait, how many? No, don't say that number again. Yeah. But yes, I mean, we've done everything. We've bought in, I mean, your jet ski, the fixing of the jet skis, my sodas. I mean, there was never sushis though. You know that? That was not ever fair, but there was never sushis bought with the shift card.
Well, it's just, I wonder what the light will be like because, I mean, for so long, we have listened to the talk of this happening.
Yes.
And now it's like, okay, 1,358 days from now or something is the next happening. It's like, no, I'm not starting that counter again.
Oh my God,
do you remember the old YouTube guy that used to be, it's blah blah blah, 900 and something days to the next happening?
I do.
He was in California.
I do. Oh my Lord, but I don't remember. Oh, was that the Uber driver?
Yeah, he did drive Uber for a little bit.
Oh my Lord, I'm forgetting what it is. But yes, he was some weird, like he lived off the grid and some half house something, and it was an Uber driver. And every day it's 987 days till the next avenue. It was like, what Stop! Why are you leading with that, man? I don't want to do that, man.
I always wonder what happened to cryptotherapy. Remember, he did the skits on everybody else.
Yep. But he was funny.
But he was funny.
And he was Ken Bozak's friend.
Yep. And, yeah. Because we all did a show together.
Yep.
He went. I remember he had moved to Virginia.
I mean, you never know. I don't know. I hope we never stop. That is the main goal, is to never stop, because it would be very, I don't know. I get twitchy after a couple days, man. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Everybody.
We seen Crypto Zombie start up his second channel.
Yep.
He got
just
hit.
In case. Yep.
I mean, I do have the other social media down below, if you guys want to follow it, because all I do is push this video to it, but it would be if something ever happened, that's where I'd post. My email's down there too. Of course, I offer it as a free email help desk.
The pothead says, "Don't stop." We probably
no.
I'm for real. When it's on day 3 or 4, it's wow.
I mean, if you've been here since the beginning, Paul, Vengeance, you guys have been here for a very long time. The pothead, you've been here. I mean, we've had so many jobs since the beginning of this thing. This is the consistency in our life.
Feed birds, make Bitcoin and coffee. Neither one gets to die. That's how that goes. The bothead says, Modern Investor has a new channel too. Oh, also shows his face. What?
Oh, we got to go check this out.
Yeah, we do. Wait, what's the name, pothead? You got it. Yeah.
It's been hard to find time lately. It's been busy. I was we wrote
Everybody gets squirrely with their second channel name, okay? So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Adam Meister is a great guy. I love him to death. But I don't know about the name.
I mean, I definitely no one else is gonna. Yeah,
it's gonna turn people off, and it's when you do this, you kind of don't want to. You don't want to close doors.
Well, I mean, it definitely has.
We have a small enough community as is.
Nothing to do with crypto. If you're thinking that that's how YouTube's getting you, literally nothing in that entire channel front is going to
But at the same time, when you listen to Adam Meister, you should be prepared for that, because it does go hand in hand. So if you can't handle it, you shouldn't listen. And that is the way he preaches his message, because he doesn't care or need it.
No, and I mean.
I need you guys, so I'm not going to lie.
We love you guys. Yeah. We need you for emotional therapy support. I mean, listen, we have been together for a very long time, and we can't just talk to ourselves.
Out of this relationship.
No. So it's man, you guys are the only other.
Your car.
Yeah, you guys are the only other guys. There is no one else. We need you.
All right, what else we got going on in the chat?
Pothead says, "Look at his last video. He has a link." All right,
I will.
Man, did we not watch this? Well, I don't know.
No, we haven't in a couple of days, because we've only been able to catch Ivan and stuff. And I think Crypto Daily had put out a couple of videos the last few days. I had been watching them.
It's been pretty crappy, busy, whatnotness over on this side.
A lot of travel.
A lot of getting in real late, a lot of that loveliness.
But hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed, everything goes well. The bus will be here. Well, we have things set up with a tow truck to be able to deal with it in the afternoon.
Yep.
So we'll see how this all.
Oh, dude,
unfolds.
we might. Yeah, we could sew. There could be a something. At least a walk around.
Oh, it's a little rough.
Come on. We can do something.
All right, you guys. I appreciate you guys coming here and hanging out. If there's anything more you guys want to talk about, please go ahead, put it in the chat. Other than that, hitting the thumbs up, sharing this video out really helps the channel out. As always, we're a not-for-profit organization. None of the money ever goes into our pocket. All the super chat money, ad revenue, the Bitcoin address, which we have gotten some donations at lately. I want to say thank you and give a shout out to those people. It's for when we head off to Wakaan in October. We're going to do the bus that we're talking about. We're going to set up a booth. Zaza in the chat there has donated some swag, and we have some other stuff going on. We're going to pass out brochures and pamphlets and try to turn people onto Bitcoin. We think it's a great avenue in order to do it. I mean, everyone is just enjoying themselves, having a great time with the camping. There's downtime. We've gone already, so this should be good. Instead of doing all the events that we had done last year, we're just going to do one. So it's go big or go home this year with Tell Everyone About Bitcoin at Wakaan.
Vengeance says, oops, I'm late.
Jen, it's all right. We were talking about you, so it's just like you were here, my friend.
He says, "Hey, did you know there was this happening thing today?" We did.
Actually, I didn't know what time it was until after I got home.
Yeah,
and
it
already
was after we
happened.
got home.
It's
yeah.
like, well, to be the truth, we're not minors, so it's not like it really makes a difference.
I did
And
not have like a stopwatch set.
as
Like there was
far
no
as the
notifications.
speculators speculating, they've already speculated and screwed up like they normally do. So, and have Bitcoin way undervalued because they don't seem to know what the power lies in decentralization.
Zaza says bus is so awesome. I'm jelly. We ran it by our first customer today, and her face was
real shocked.
I think she actually said, "I'm sorry, a what?" And we were like, "Short bus, school bus, like bus."
When I told her that I bought it from a museum, it dropped a little lower. I was like,
"What?" Yep. Just wait. The things Eugene and our little Eugene are talking about this bus. I'm scared.
All right, you guys. Anything else over there in the chat, Samantha?
Vengeance says he can't wait to see the bus.
You guys have a great one. I will see you later. Remember to enjoy the small things in life, right? Because that's really what matters. Are the people around you, the things you do, and the breaths you take. All right, guys. Keep that BTC safe. Later.
Did you say breasts? Oh, later, guys.